Guys had a great week. We did had a great week academically with finals. I was pleased with how focused our guys were in terms of taking care of their business with school and doing things the right way that way, showing some maturity, and then also being able to compartmentalize when they're with basketball, focus on that. I thought we got better over the course of the last 10 days, 2 weeks, and this was a good win for us. Winthrop can be a dangerous team. Their guards can really score. I thought we did an unbelievable job defensively, and in a low possession game to win by 20, that was pretty good play.
Talk about the job you did on Andre Jones, especially Rod Hall at times.
Yeah, Rod and Tanner. Tanner started, Rod moved over, and they both guarded him. And he's a guy that's a shot maker. I mean, I think he was averaging, I don't know if it was 19 or 20 points a game, but he makes off-balance shots, he makes out-of-rhythm shots. Tanner's size was good in this one, but we just never let him get into a flow. And if he made one, he didn't make another one right on top of it. And he made a couple later after we had the lead. I thought our guys, really were good coming out of halftime. We started the game well, came out of halftime well, and then just played with some good poise. Had a couple too many turnovers in the second half, but much better about being aggressive, getting to the free throw line, which has been a real problem for us. So hopefully that'll improve.
This was the first time you had 4 freshmen playing double-digit minutes. Is that a testament to progress they're making, or is it wanting to force feed them?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, I think that certainly TJ and Rod have played a lot for freshmen. Bernard's health it's better. It's still not 100% every day, and he still has some problems. I would have anticipated that he would be doing a little better than he's done to date, but some of that's just he has a hard time breathing, and he wears out, and when you wear out, then mentally you can't think, and so it's been a long process for him to date. But I do think he's felt better more often and had better practices, and so consequently I want him to start to get double-figure minutes and see what he can do.
Andre talked a little bit about improving the pace of the offense, and you mentioned free throws. Where do you feel like you guys could get easier points?
Well, we've got the thing we've done a poor job of this year is we've knocked some balls loose, but then when we have 2-on-1s and 3-on-2s, we even had Devin miss a dunk tonight. Like, you can't do that. Like, when you get an opportunity on a 3-on-2 or a 2-on-1, you have to score, because it's so hard to get those opportunities, and scoring in the half court is so difficult that you need a couple of easy baskets. And obviously, if we just had 2 easy baskets a game, those situations, we're probably 7-1 or whatever. We've lost 3 games by 1 possession. So we haven't executed off of transition, and that was something that DeMontez was outstanding at. He would take a long rebound, a turnover, and he'd go right into it and score, get fouled every time. We just haven't been as good at that. So that's one thing. The other thing is just initial push. Our initial push in offense has got to put the opponent on a little bit more of its heels so we can attack them with a little better pace. I thought we did a better job of that today. We've got to get Bobo and Book and Milk. We've got to find ways for those guys, and they've got to find ways on their own to go get a basket or two just on their own, an offensive rebound, beat somebody down the court, a hustle basket. And if we can just do a couple of those, that'll really help us take pressure off other things.
Talk about the decision to start Bobo for Milton today. What went into that? How'd you buck Bobo in?
Well, some of it was helped because Milt had been sick and missed some practice this week. But having said that, I was debating about starting Bobo. It was a game where they played 2 bigger posts that he could have success if he did start, and we could put he and Devin together and see how it worked. So there was some thought of doing that, and then once Milt was sick and really didn't practice, it became an easy decision that we were going to try to do that. And I thought Bo did a good job. I thought he got us off to a good start. Still needs to rebound better, but defensively I thought he was fine, and I think he gave us a couple buckets around the hoop. So he's improving.
How much did you try to light a fire under Tanner this week, just to sort of?
It wasn't lighting a fire. It's more just keeping him confident. He's such a good kid that he puts a lot of pressure on himself, and sometimes, guys who aren't super cocky when things go bad, they want to win so bad, they want to do the right thing so bad, that they become a little bit, they put more pressure on themselves than they need to, and it becomes a problem, it becomes cyclical. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy a little bit. And I just try to tell Tanner, hey man, be confident. If you miss the first one, don't worry about it, shoot the next one. Like, we don't have a lot of shooters on this team. We need you to be aggressive, come out of it. I was really glad to see him make 2 threes, missed his first one, I think, and then made his next 2. And he's tried in a lot of games to make some aggressive moves to the basket. Some games he's had success, other games he hasn't. Some of it depends on how the other team plays in terms of space. Had a little more space tonight, so I thought he was able to get in there and get fouled and make a couple plays.
Can you talk about your philosophy a little bit of this long stretch with no classes? On the one hand, from a coaching standpoint, I would think, oh, good, we can really
Yeah.
work and get together, but you got a trip to Hawaii, you
Yeah.
got holidays.
This is, we'll see how the Hawaii trip goes. I'm a little nervous of trips like that. I think they can really take a lot out of you. The travel and games and coming back, I think you end up having to, you waste days, and I don't mean that to be too negative. This is a great time to really practice with no distractions.
Yeah.
Bring guys in for extra shooting. Bring them in and watch more film. Have your daily practice. We're not going to really be able to do that. We kind of had to force feed it these last 2 weeks. The Arizona week, we only had, we had weekend games, so we had a week to try to do it, but you're still going to class, so there's only so much you can do. And it's obviously the week before finals, and then this week with finals. There's a lot on these kids. And so we did some good things. We got in some extra shooting. We got a little extra film. But now it's completely different. We go from 13 days in one game, or 2 games, to I don't know how many days it is. Maybe it's 10 days, but it's 5 games. And so basically now it's just games. And you try to get better through game play, and hope just that your guys have some positive experience in these 5 games, to where now they feel better about themselves, especially maybe some of the freshmen, but really even older guys. If we can have Devin or Milt or Bobo or Tanner play well for 5 games, or 4 out of 5 games, maybe they come out of this feeling pretty good, and that's the momentum you need coming back from Hawaii. Hopefully that's what we're going to do.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Coach Field.